Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves as a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
or finding out Brock and Michelle,
or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Who is you?
I'm Neil.
And I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 407, y'all.
Happy Monday.
Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's Black with no K. What's going on, baby?
Hey, y'all. We back. Thank you for giving us some grace. I think we gave y'all the heads up that we had a family event to attend in Michigan. The way that the days overlapped, it just didn't make sense to pack up the equipment, go. And also, we tried to have the, what's it called? Not the 42. What is it? The wherewithal or the common sense to do some pre-recorded stuff, but y'all know what life, it ain't happening. Come on, give me some grace, give him some grace. We got it, but we back now. And Nyambi got some check-ins. So
okay, what you got, Nyams?
I feel like this is just called like television updates because it's fall, and believe it or not, that means the television and the shows is coming back. And I don't care how much y'all guilt me and talking about, oh, I don't watch TV, or I don't turn TVs on, or I can't believe you have time to watch TV. Kick fucking rocks. I love television. And my shows are back, and I'm so excited. So there's one show. I think we're going to talk about a few more, like in Pillow Talk, because me and Miriam talk about them together, but it's called Average Joe. I forgot what network it's on. I think it's like ABC or NBC. It's such a bop. So it is something that really takes my mind off everything. It's kind of like thriller, psychological, dramedy, day to day. I really, really enjoy it. So what it's about a guy who we walk through 3 different realities for him, and they are all based from a decision he made like after college. So after college, he either has the opportunity to kind of go to this picnic with his family, and like that leads him down a route of like becoming a police officer. Then he has this option after college to then go with his college sweetheart, and she's going to reveal some news to him at that moment that then leads him down the path of being with her and becoming a nurse. Or there's this option where he just met this other girl randomly and they just really vibed well, and he said, fuck everything, and I'm about to go with her. And that leads him down the aisle, the path of being a rock superstar. And so you see in parallel how those decisions, like that one moment, forked to all these different types of realities. So you literally like play throughout each of those realities all at the same time though, right? So you know how what was that show on Showtime? I was in the jungle.
The Affair?
You know what I'm talking about?
Affair?
The Affair, yeah. So you know the affair, it'd be like his point, then the other person's point is really happening all at the same time. For example, each episode centers like on a major event. So say there is an elected official who got shot. In all of his realities, an elected official gets shot, but it depends on what role he's playing on how that comes out, right? So the role in which he becomes a cop, he's actually a cop that helped protect that elected official from being hit. In the reality where he's a nurse, he's actually the nurse who helped that elected official, right? When he's a rock star, he somehow knows that elected official because he was supposed to like sing at his event, right? So it all intersects. It's really, really cool. And it's a nice way to just, I don't know, lean into something different, do a different reality. And, shout out to scripted television. Like, I don't need no more reality TV. As y'all gonna see in Black TV updates, like, I appreciate the shout outs and the nods to COVID, but kind of going through COVID and then watch it on TV in a dramatized way, I ain't ready for that for at least another 5-6 years. I'm all set. And I appreciate, like, in Queen Sugar, they're trying to do it, but I truly can go without COVID and Queen Sugar.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I really could go without it. So Average Joe, check that out. It's a bop. It's only one episode in. Next update. Kelly Price missing?
What?
What? Is she found? What the hell is going on with this story? Like, I know Kelly Price was going through a lot of heartache because she lost a lot of family members recently. I think some, but not all, to COVID. So she's had a lot of trauma and death back to back in her life. And I know she then announced that she had COVID, and that's when she was kind of sharing with people like, you gotta take care of yourself. I want to say it's her mom, I don't want to be quoting wrong, but it's someone extremely close to her passed away, and like all these things. And now it's like we get in mid stories like, nah, she all right.
Yeah, I'm looking at an article on page 6
and it's like, but nah, she's still missing. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm looking at the article on page 6 talking about she's safe, quote unquote safe.
But if her being the celebrity she is, don't she think like, I think she would show physically she's safe, or at least have a statement come through her lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like, you know what I'm saying? It's coming through like family friend. It's like auntie says she good. What? Like, I need either Kelly Price to come on Instagram and be like, I'm okay, or I need Kelly's Price representatives. So meaning a publicist or an attorney to then come on and be like, we are over Mrs. Price to say she is doing good, or it ain't gonna be good, right? She is not lost, right? Like she's not missing, because who knows how she's doing physically, mentally, emotionally, right? Everyone has their right to go through their stuff in private. But I'm more concerned, like, but is she missed? Like, do we need to be looking for her?
Well,
or is she just heal? She needs to just go heal. Those are
according
different
to
things.
TMZ, Price rep Monica Ewig
Yeah.
denied that the artist was missing, telling TMZ that she is safe and recovering from COVID at an undisclosed location.
Something ain't right in the rice. Something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And she has the right to unpack privately. Like I said, I just hope she's not missing, because if we need to put out the sound, we need to put out the sound and start looking for her.
Yeah.
Listen, because I don't watch Law and Order. You got 48 hours.
Oh, it's past that, baby.
That's what I'm saying. So if she need to get found, we can go find her. But hopefully, Cindy Hurt Hilly, hopefully she is on her road to recovery, healing from whatever she need to heal from. But that shocked me when I heard that. I was actually, speaking of that topic, I went out with some friends in Manhattan to celebrate a birthday dinner. And it came up. They was like, you know Kelly Price missing? I said, from what? What? Like, I don't know. And then, being a black woman, we love to like kind of brush shit under the rug. And I'm like, but wait, does she need help? Like this whole story.
Yes.
Rounded up. Next point, y'all. I had a nice little birthday dinner in Manhattan. Me and my friend, we kept like missing each other because of work and, family commitments. And we finally had like a really, really good time. And it was just nice to be out. Like I said, Niram and I, we've been grabbing at least once a week. We try to go to a different spot, but we've been staying pretty local in Brooklyn. And when we do it, most likely 9 times out of 10, we eat outside. Mm-hmm. So this was one of the first time in Manhattan where we like physically like went into a real restaurant, right? Even when Niram and I go in restaurants, we be like by the window, like it's not the same. But this is really when you go in and they close the doors. And I'm like, oh, we trapped. And I had a moment where I was like, ooh. But that I am appreciative that they asked for vaccination cards and ID, because we went somewhere in Harlem and they did not. I don't know. Maybe they consider that outdoor seating because it pulled a like garage.
No, that's not outdoor seating.
But I was like, But the one in Manhattan did. We went to a spot. It's a cute spot, right? It's gonna run you probably about $150 a person or so. It's called Beauty Essex. I think it's BEAUTYESSEX, and it's like a speakeasy. So the way you go in, it's like you go in through this thrift shop and you like knock on the door and you they open the door and it's like 3 floors with chandeliers, beautiful like leather couches, drinks. It's gorgeous. And it's a tapas place. So I know sometimes us as a culture don't like tapas, because that means you got to order like, I would say per person at least 2 to 3 things to get full. So if you in a bigger party, that can add up quickly. But it was so good. The drinks were top notch. We end up having like a birthday shot. We had some what the kids be drinking at Casamigos Blanca, and it went down like water. Of course, I had meat brown something that was great, steak, scallops, all the night. It was just nice to be dressed up. It was nice to finally be in Manhattan. I think that was my first dinner in Manhattan, actually. And feel a little normal, shall I say? And more so than normal, like feel as if I live in New York. Like that was a moment where I was like, oh, I think I live here. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I feel like I'm visiting. Like any moment, like I'm a Delta gonna send me a text to be like, check in for your flight. And I'm like, oh, that was cute. But like that was the first time it was like, oh yeah, no, this is where I live. This is cute. Then after that, listen, therapy is getting deep, y'all. And it's just really, people do 2 things with like people, they look at therapy as a spectrum, of course, but I think oftentimes we don't tell the good, bad, and ugly. Like, I think we glamorize therapy, like, oh my God, I go to therapy, they wave their wand, and I'm amazing, right? Or we, like, weaponize or get super performative with it, right? So when you see people ain't talking right, you be like, go get therapy. And, like, that's not helpful, right? That's weaponizing. Like, since you've been to therapy and you've seen, like, yourself in that person, a couple new terms. So now you're going to use it to them in like a passive aggressive way. Like, that's not helpful. That's not doing the work. That's not the thing. And also, let's be real, therapy is still not super accessible to a broad population. So all that to being said, I'll speak transparently about like the work of therapy. Because it takes a minute to get to the work of therapy. Would you argue now?
Yes.
Like, a lot of it's processing, a lot of it's talking. And then what happens, y'all, is you hit this moment to be like, oh, I got some actions to take.
Yeah, and then, some parts where you initially you're just trying to get the fires out your life.
What? Tell me more.
Life fires. Sometimes you go to therapy, you can't even get to the work until like 90 days until you get the like regular life shit out the way.
I don't know what you mean, actually.
I feel like when it comes to therapy, I'll say
is he just gonna don't black mama me and just keep telling me 2 + 2 is 4.
I just feel like when you come to therapy, you can't get the real therapization until you start to get some of the life stuff out the way.
What do you mean? Okay.
Meaning, like, you can't get to it unless you start talking about work shitting, like giving the therapist context about like who you are, what your significant other is, what your work life is like, how that all, and like that's what I mean by life stuff.
Okay. Yes, I can receive that. So, we doing the normal stuff, right? So unpacking self-care. Like my therapist, a lot of my therapists always go back to this idea of self-care, self-awareness in transitioning out of survival mode, right? Like, if I had to boil down the key points in my therapy session when I'm working towards those 3 things: self-care, self-awareness, transition out of survival mode. And I think I've talked to y'all about this before, but what hit me in the throat with a K is this idea. We were talking about self-care, and she was like, please don't come at me with like facials and spas. Like, she's like, yes, take care of yourself. Yes, do that. Treat yourself. You work hard. You're a young black woman. You're self-sufficient. Do that. She's like, and she's like, this. There's a whole nother part of self-care that's not cute, right? And we went into this discussion about what is the self-care when you're moving your body, making sure your clothes is clean, making sure you put effort in, making sure you make your bed, right? Like, all that stuff is self-care too, right? Because it maintains and sets a discipline and a routine. But then we got into self-care in this idea of harm versus trauma. She was like, a lot of people think everything they go through is trauma, but in actuality, it's harm. And she was like, the difference between, y'all know this, I know this, I'm sure y'all know this too, but I'm just recanting the conversation. And she said, oftentimes what people don't realize is harm is an individualized act of like pain, right? Be it emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever that is, a one time, right? But trauma is actually harm intentionally and continuously. Mm-hmm. And she was like, what you got to do as we're thinking about self-care and self-awareness in transitioning out this survival mode is, how do you unpack harm? Because what you're doing is harnessing this and not using it in a productive way, right? Like, you're getting caught in the harm and reliving this cycle, right? You're being caught in harm that folks have done to me. But what she's saying is that then in turn is, how am I harming others? And I was like, wait, bitch, I thought we were talking about people harming me. We're not talking about how I harm other people, right? But she was like, you can't have one with the other, Nyambi. She's like, for you to truly unpack this, you have to be clear on how people have harmed you, work through that. But more importantly, have clarity in how you have harmed others. And be able to process and fits right, if possible, that for you to get to this other side.
That's deep.
Oh my God. And you know me. Now I'm about to get black on the see, this therapization ain't what they said it was supposed to be. But I receive it. And I was like, well, what you mean? Like, I don't know if I've harmed people, like, intentionally. Like, what are you talking about? And she was like, you still not getting it. She's like, when I'm even talking about harm that you're doing to others, she said, just like Prince say, if you're harming them, that means you're still harming who? Yourself. So that's why it's so important. And I was like, tell me more. She was like, you need to go back through your life, personally and professionally. And she said, any way in which you've overextended yourself, not communicated, disappeared, disassociated, you have then caused harm. So until you can have a reckoning with that, you gonna be stuck. And I was like, I do do good on my performance evaluation. But she made me sit with it. And because of that, I got some hard emails and some hard conversations that I have to send over the next couple weeks. But just the thought of me drafting them, I feel lighter. And that was just a hard pill for me to swallow. She said, every time you've overextended yourself, not communicated, and disappeared, you have inflicted harm on yourself and somebody else. So what you going to do about it? And she said a lot of times black women, high achieving black women do that by always fucking saying yes. When it gets some overwhelming, you either suck it up and do it all or disappear and hope it don't blow up in your face or make excuse. Like all that shit's bullshit. Give people the out. Say this is so like lose your language. I know I made a commitment. At this time, I cannot fulfill the equipment because life has happened. Here you go. Instead of, oh my goodness, weeks, days, months of dread on both sides, because neither side is happy. And y'all apply that to work, personal relationships, all of that. And what happens when you just stand in and be like, I cannot do that, right? So that is an area in my life where I think I really got to clear out. And I'm not looking forward to it because it feels like failure to me. And it's not even that I fear failure. It's the fact that I know I can do it, but a little piece of me gonna die if I do it. Like, you know, like it's, I can do it, but it will be horrible and I'll be pouty face at it then. So why are you even doing it?
Why do it then? Why do it?
What does that, is that something, am I too deep? Is that just a me thing?
No, I think that's a lot of people thing.
Or, like, how many cubicle warriors I tell you to go ahead and send an email and tell them you ain't gonna be able to do it. Stop leading people on.
Ooh, that's some deep work right there.
What?
That's some deep. How long did it take you to get there?
Months.
See? Yeah.
I didn't even know that was something I needed to do. Like, that's how much deep work it was. That I was like, oh, yeah, I do things. Like, and then it goes to, once you have that, you can create a community of safety.
Okay.
I'm telling you, anybody need to do the work over overextending, overcommitting, not communicating, being ashamed, and hoping nobody notice, and just overworking yourself. Do the work.
Yeah.
Do the work. And you've caused harm by that. And you think you haven't. You've caused harm to yourself and others. And that's not right. Yeah.
Oof. Am I getting the email?
Yeah.
Oh, I am.
I think a lot of people getting emails. Oh, shit. I'm going to do emails. And then I'm asking for permission to call people because you might not be in a space to carry this shit.
Oh, my God. Let me check my inbox.
So that's why I'm sending the email to give people the space to be like, I can receive this now or I cannot receive it. Or you can receive it whenever you want to see email. But I've done my work. I've done my part.
Okay.
What you thinking about? Is that deep or is that not deep?
That is deep.
Or you already recognize it?
That's deep. That's deep right there.
Is that therapized? That's what therapizing
That's
is.
that therapization right there.
She had me though and showed my what harm I called. I ain't called shit. I'm a black woman in America. Ain't a motherfucking harm I called.
Miami in therapy talking about
scheme that Todd set up.
And then
what harm? None.
Miami causing harm.
Shit. No, not even cause harm. A scheme
that Todd set up.
I was like, I've been harmed.
No, you causing harm.
That Todd set up.
You causing harm, Miami.
Scheme that Todd
This is bullshit.
set up.
This is bullshit. How you therapizing everybody else ain't therapizing me?
I said harm. You know, I'm Detroit. I'm thinking I done whoop somebody. Who ass I whooped? No, I didn't. They a lie. Bring them right up here. What harm? I'm gonna think of the hood harm.
I ain't putting no hands on
I
nobody.
ain't touch nobody. I ain't talking about nobody's mom. I got everybody's name out my mouth. I ain't talking shit about nobody in years. Nah, a few years ago. You might have had me. But this year, Naomi can go to sleep. I ain't talking about shit, honey. because I mind my fucking business. So it's tough though.
It is.
It's been a long time since I've had like an action like this that I have to do.
That's that good therapization
Fuck.
right there.
And I'm like dreading hitting the send button because I think like 2 out of 3 people are going to respond instantly. It's not even people that it's like, oh, in a day or 2. Or like, this is when I really appreciate a 1-word answer. Like, thanks. These people aren't going to just say thanks.
That's why. Nope. That's nope.
They going to want to unpack. And I'm going to have to stay firm.
Yeah.
Be like, no. Like, that's the script. No. I'm going to have a piece of Post-it note whenever I talk to them. No. The answer is no. Well, tell me what work y'all doing in therapy, or tell me how y'all call it. Casual harm. That's what it is. That's what she was telling me. Like, it's a form of casual harm that we often don't talk about. And we can go deeper if y'all want to another episode. You know who did a really good talk about it? Speaking of, I think it was this week, Julesy on YouTube did a YouTube on how Black women harm each other. And she touched a little bit kind of on this because I can see how it applies, right? You know, I'm a sister of no sister, so I only got a handful of friends. So it's only like 2 friends I got to call, but like, my bad. I'm sorry. That was harmful behavior. I should pick up the phone more, or I should not just disappear or not say things. So I need to do that. But I do see casual harm amongst Black women a lot, and we don't acknowledge it. We're just assumed to get over it, and or it's supposed to be a rite of passage initiation that the elders do to you. And casual harm is real with Black women.
Y'all hazing each other.
Yeah, basically we do haze each other. And niggas don't send an email. No. Because I don't want to do casual harm to y'all. Yeah. Oh my goodness, now you're going to this. It's too much. What a heavy week.
Let's take a look, baby. Take a look, baby. Take a look, baby. Let's take a look, baby.
When was the last time you cried like that?
Put some water in the
It's been a while.
It's been a long time since I've cried like that.
touching.
Oh, don't do that. Ashley knows mine.
Closest can be.
Yeah, it was. It was like 2 days ago. You cried like that. You did.
Nero tried to have a deep conversation the other night. He asked me a question. I just
Baby, not in the middle of Lovecraft. Not in the middle of Lovecraft.
That'd be a little thing.
We can do it afterwards, but not in the middle of Lovecraft.
Friday's episode, if we remember.
No, you can talk about it in our pillow talk.
No, if
Yes.
you remember, I don't want to do harm.
So we got two of them. All right, we got Melvin Van Peebles, a legend,
Oh, gee.
the groundbreaker filmmaker, playwright, and musician who's helped usher a blaxploitation wave in the 1970s, influenced filmmakers long after his death. He died at the age of 89. And then we also had AJ Johnson. Y'all may know him from Ezel or Friday. Or
I got to hook up.
I Got the Hook Up.
Players Club.
Players Club. He died at 55. So,
What we bring to the funeral.
oh my
We
God.
bring it to Mr. Peoples.
All right. You know, he died in his apartment in Manhattan.
90s. I think I'm bringing a dozen of Magnolia cupcakes because I imagine it's gonna be a intimate family wedding. So I'm gonna just get it sent to his apartment. I'm sorry, his penthouse. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then AJ and them, I don't know. I think I'm gonna send him a. I know they had to do the GoFundMe. Listen, y'all, if that ain't the Lord whispering to get some life insurance, get some. That's the lesson AJ want us to not learn in his family. Get you some life insurance. I know his wife was on there talking about fake love and the GoFundMes, right? Like, you know, I don't know about all the fake love and all that, but no one's responsible for covering your funeral expense, friends or not. So get you some life insurance if you can hear my voice and you can afford the $10 to $20 a month. I know a lot of us is under that $50 and you should be able to get it for a decent rate. Go ahead and get it. But I think what I'm gonna do him and go ahead and get him a full pan of roasted chicken.
Oh, yeah.
And get to send. He in LA. I find me a little chicken spot, and then go ahead and Manhattan chicken, and go ahead and send him a pan, usually about 50 pieces of chicken, no spice.
I'm gonna send some Randy's donuts.
And you know how many?
About 4 dozen.
Yeah, you're gonna send the donuts and the chicken.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Mr. Peoples? Or you just getting on my cupcakes because it's classy?
Yeah, I might add some peach cobbler. I might add a pan of peach cobbler to that.
Oh,
Not peach cobbler, banana pudding.
Okay.
I'm saying, see if
For
Magnolia.
Magnolia, you said get him a pan of banana pudding.
See if I can just get
Them
a pan
black
of it.
elders gonna look down on you. They gonna be like, I know he ain't seen no banana pudding up in here from the white people. You know the Southern blacks hate Magnolia. I was like, I don't consider it Southern banana pudding. That's why it's definitely gentrified banana. It's good,
Yes.
but it just tastes like air, whipped cream, and bananas. Where Southern got base to it. It got pudding in it. This just air.
Theirs ain't got much.
Theirs got pudding mixed with like not ice cream, with like Cool
Whipped
Whip,
cream
which
and
is
shit.
cool
It's like a
because it's lighter.
banana souffle.
Yeah, because it's lighter. I like it, but it ain't Southern banana pudding. You know, all the Southern people like, Magnolia ain't that shit. I'm like, y'all relax. First of all, it can be more than one banana pudding. That wins, but cool.
Exactly.
You got anything else to say about? I mean, Mr. Peoples is a legend.
Yeah.
Civil rights, acting, he literally busts down doors so we can go into different rooms. His son and his family continues the legacy. Entertainment is just the tip of the iceberg. I consider him a social activist, honestly. Before I even talk about his entertainment roster, which is extensive. He's a writer, director, actor, EP, all that. But I just think his impact in social activism is so huge that's the first thing I always think about and talk about when I'm thinking about Mr. Peoples.
Big facts.
What about you?
No, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
He is definitely a legend in his own right, and it was sad to hear that.
It was very sad. And the thing, I know he older, right? But it was something about that.
Yeah.
The AJ one was like,
Yeah.
Death Angel
For
don't
him
discriminate.
being 55,
That Death Angel don't discriminate. And it did hit me more in the throat when I seen his wife do a GoFundMe, because I thought she was just coming on to like thank people and all that. But I was like, oh, all those legendary films, like you would think he would have, what's it called when they play things over and over?
like rights or royalties.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he should be a billionaire, but I thought he should be high thousandaire. I thought he would have enough money to pay for a funeral.
Yeah.
And it looks like, I think their family raised it, surpassed it. So amazing. But again, I think the message we all need to get from them is that we have to have your house in order, spiritually and financially.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put down for $1 billion.
Oh,
$1 billion life insurance.
watch yourself. I'm just joking. But listen, y'all, get your house in order spiritually and financially.
Yeah.
You have to do it. But RIP to both of them, and sending, super positive energy to both their families. Both of these gentlemen had huge impacts on Black culture, but I would say overall American culture
Yeah.
in their own way.
Absolutely. So when you was interrupting Love Bath, you was talking about the
I
last
just
time
don't remember.
Oh, I do. You said when was the last time you had a good crowd like that, and you talking about you couldn't remember. I remember it about 2 days ago. Oh, so you gonna play dumb? All right. So me and Naomi was cuddling.
Oh, now Niram got story. Now Niram tell
Story
story.
time. Where we was coming from?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was a good
Michigan?
day. Was it Michigan?
Y'all, we went to Michigan.
We'll talk about that later. Which,
I think it was the first night.
was it the first night?
Yeah, because I probably was sleepy too.
Was it?
Niram, well, he really fucked me because I took an edible.
Naomi was like the next day, can we not remember this? So, I'm over here having I'm having a deep conversation with Naomi, trying to figure out her goals and dreams and aspirations. And then Naomi hit me with the that guts card too.
Say it again.
I was like,
What happened?
I said, what are you afraid of? You was like, everything. I said, oh shit.
That scared you?
I said, what do you say to that?
What?
I said, oh my God.
Hold on. That scared you when I said
I
that?
said, ooh,
You wouldn't expect that?
no.
That was gonna be Black exploitation, like not a motherfucking thing.
Oh, I thought you was going to say a few things. When you said everything, I said, oh, how therapy going again? And I said, then you talking about therapy getting deep. I said, oh, I see. God damn. It's a lot. Got a lot to unpack here.
And Niram asked me this when I was on the edible.
I did not know you was on the edible. You trying to add the
Everything
edible
is
in there?
amplified with edibles.
You trying to add the edible in there?
All my feelings are amplified when I'm on
No,
edibles.
I think
Whenever I
those are
have
your
any
deepest
type
feelings.
of THC, what's it? What it's called? CBD in my system. Everything
THC.
is amplified, and it was.
And the next day, can we just not remember that? I said, I hope you talk to therapists about this.
I'm trying to not to.
No, you need to have this conversation.
No, I gotta work through harm.
And this.
No,
Yes.
too much.
You got to work through all this.
I'll put that on the back burner.
No. That, you
I don't
doing
got
harm
time. I'm gonna say
again.
my therapist. I don't got time for her shit.
You doing harm again.
I ain't tell her I had a podcast.
You doing harm
I want her to
again.
listen.
You harm yourself. You doing casual
Got time
harm.
for her bullshit. She always come with that bullshit. Ask me the same 3 questions.
Hey, you got to answer them right then. Study long, you study wrong. What else is going on with me? I forgot who I was talking to. I said, my life is not really interesting right now. I'm literally in
It's
marathon training.
interesting.
I'm running a marathon.
I'm apology, but do you remember when we prayed for an interesting life and be like, "Oh Lord, this is it."
This is it.
Thank you.
So,
This is a minute where our life was always very interesting, honey.
so my updates is pretty much the same. I'm running a marathon. I'm running Boston. It's on October 11th, and I'm in the middle of tapering. My life is, which is cool because I really enjoy. I was talking to somebody today. Like I really enjoy the ritual of like training. Right, on Monday I do this. On Tuesday I do this. So on and so forth. But it doesn't make great for a good podcast because I'm like. I went running. I worked out. I worked on my project. And it's like, oh, okay. That's all you did? It's like, yeah. I ate. Talked about what I eat.
Yeah.
And other than that, since I am winding down, I do got a good friend coming up from Cali. He's never been to the East Coast. So it's going to be interesting because he's going to come to the Boston Marathon and we're just going to do like some New England shit.
And I'm literally going to be in the bed. Me and Mabel going to be in the bed. We're going to go for walks and we're going to order DoorDash. And it's going to be amazing.
I hope it's everything that you wish it
It is going to be everything. And I'm going to just go out one night with Neil and his friend because I'm hoping honestly, I might not even be able to go out that night because I think you're inviting some folks up, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and if they're inviting folks up, if it's enough niggas out in the Marie, I'd be like, I like for black men to be in community. And I want y'all to have a safe community. And I don't want to throw off that energy.
Oh.
So if it's all black men, be blessed. I can have y'all some water when you get back. 'Cause I'm a good woman.
Oh, okay.
What?
I appreciate it.
Or look, this is me. I call y'all Uber. Y'all ain't ready for that. What's Usher? Switching places. What's that?
Yeah,
name?
trading places.
Yeah. Near, what'd you do if I do that? Y'all boys be I'm like, oh, Near, I'm gonna call y'all Uber. It's outside.
Oh, that's a good woman. I'm
But
looking
you
at all
hate
of
or
them.
love it.
Look, have any of y'all women called y'all an Uber? No.
Time to go. It ain't Lux. It's economy.
Oh,
No,
wait a
just
minute.
joking for you.
I thought I was gonna be black. It was gonna be black big.
Listen, black always have what it is. I'd rather order extra large than black. Bring me a minivan. So I can stretch out. We can have some distance. We can social distance.
I'm gonna sit all the way in this bag.
so we can
right
social distance in this motherfucker, right? They bring you the black. It just be a black Toyota. We're like, get the fuck out of here. Let me.
But in addition to that, one of the things I did do a little binge watching. So while Naomi was talking about Average Joe, there's this series on Netflix called Squid Game.
I thought I was gonna like it. It's too much for me.
So
It was way too
Squid
complicated.
Game is like a mixture of Saw meets Hunger Games meets childhood games, the playground.
It's a lot.
It's a mixture of all
I thought
that.
I would like it because I usually like Korean drama.
So it's a Korean drama. It's dubbed in English.
Maybe that's what's fucking me up. The
I gotta
dub's
put
not
that
good
in
enough.
there.
Yeah.
Because, there's something about Korean dramas and it's being dubbed in English
Yeah.
that always gets me.
Yeah.
I would say any of the foreign films, because it even happened with Money Heist. Oh, I need to get back on that.
Mm-hmm.
Even Money Heist, like there's some Korean dramas. I mean, not Korean dramas, but like there's some stuff that that's like dubbed, and it's like, oh, so it's like the Indian guy has like the very thick accent.
Like overly
Yes.
Indian, where it's almost like comical. Like Indian people don't talk like this.
The female interest usually always have like this sultry white woman voice.
Oh, so what are we gonna do?
So what are we gonna do? It's like what the hell?
Like it don't match her body at all. Like it doesn't.
The antagonists always have like some type of raspy.
Well,
Like
some light scar from Lion
Yes.
King.
So I always find that a little humorous. But back to the show. It's a series on Netflix. It's pretty good. Like I said, it's like Hunger Games meets Saw. So basically what they do is they get all of these people who are like overly debt. Like it's
Overly in debt?
Yeah, overly in debt. Okay. And they invite them to come play this Squid Game in order to like win money. And then like you get eliminated. But once you get eliminated, you die.
They ain't tell them that.
That's the kicker.
Yeah, they ain't tell them that.
You playing the games, you get eliminated, you die. So like some of this shit is wild.
After they killed the first 20 people, I was done. I said, oh, this is too much for me.
If you up for some drama, some killing, and what else, some little action, this is the shit for you. Because by the second episode, I was already hooked. I was like, oh, I got to finish this.
Yeah.
Like one game that got me was the red light, green light. They had these
that's after
motherfuckers-
that's kind of when I checked out. I was like, this
They
is
had these motherfuckers play red light, green light, and the people who got caught got shot down.
As soon as that happened, I said, oh. I said, I don't know the way my anxiety, depression set up.
So like I said, it's like all childhood games. There's this other one that was trippy where they just gave their ass. They had everybody team up into partners. And you think like, oh, okay, like we about to go against the other team. Kicker. Y'all going against each other.
I think I'm going to say that for when I do an icebreaker at work. Psych!
It's like you're going against each other. You're going against each other. They gave these motherfuckers a bag of marbles, said, figure out how to play a game, decide who win, and then whoever lost, they get killed. It's a trip. I stayed up
We have
until
to
3
pick the
a.m.
rock sicknesses of this shit.
I stayed up to 3 a.m. watching it. I'm tired right now. I am even went to bed.
I went to bed. It was too much killing and dealing. And I was like, this. It felt like one of those programs where everyone was going to die at the end. It felt like a Ryan Murphy production. We're like, shout out to Ryan Murphy. Also, shout out to American Horror Story. That's pretty trash. I'm going to try to get back into it, though. For y'all who don't know, Ryan Murphy, all his shit, people end up shoot him up, bang, bang. They all die. And they don't just die easy.
No.
They die in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
So if that's your skilo, go ahead and check out Squid Games. I think I didn't get past episode 3.
I watched the whole thing.
How many was it? 6?
9.
Oh my gosh. You did stay up late.
I told you.
I went to sleep early. I had a piece of key lime pie
You ass went to sleep.
and I put on my bonnet. I gave Mabel a pet on the head and we both was knocked out. I think Mabel was snoring too.
I know. Yeah, because you know what happened? I took that nap, remember? After I ran. So I ran 14 miles. And I was like, you can put on whatever you want
took
to.
a nap. And I went to sleep.
And I put on a nap. And then Naomi ass put on this. And then I was like, oh, I'm up now.
Because I thought it'd be a show we both could enjoy. Because I know sometimes we like pick. And I felt like, I like a good psychological thriller. So do you. But that was way too much shoot 'em up, bang, bang.
Okay.
Cool. Some pillow talk.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Our trip to Detroit, y'all. So as you know, we went home for Detroit twofold because we had a couple more things at my parents' house, and we did the price right. We could have got some stuff shipped, but it would have been a few $1,000s. And we like, do we ship everything for a few $1,000s, or we just find a way to make 2 trips home? And we decided to make 2 trips home because I had a cousin get married that's like a brother to me, and that was a beautiful time. And so it worked perfectly. The road is getting easier. What would you say?
Yeah.
The trip home is not as bad as it was like the first time.
Yeah.
The first time was like, maybe it was just disoriented because we kind of didn't know what we were going to. Like, is that what it was? Like,
Maybe.
sometimes it blows my mind that we literally packed up our car, came to New York, and went to a place like we've never physically seen. We had friends physically seen
Yeah,
it,
but we
like,
never seen it.
That threw me off. And then I guess also the idea of not having furniture, like all the things, huh?
Yes.
But this time it just didn't. Like, we ended up leaving earlier, so it was on a borderline on when we were going to leave because y'all know another rainstorm. I don't think it was a hurricane, but I think another rainstorm came through. And so we originally were going to leave later, but we decided to leave, at 4 or 5 a.m.? Near I think it was 5 a.m. And then we ended up getting into town. It was 4 or 5 a.m., right?
Yeah, we left at 5.
And then we ended up getting in town about 2 or 3.
Yep.
So it was not that bad at all. I know why folks live in Jersey.
Why?
It takes a good 90 minutes just to get through the city alone, especially us being in Brooklyn. How do y'all, like, from the outside world, how do you get to Brooklyn? Do you always have to go through Manhattan? It's trash.
It is.
It took like 90 minutes from like the tip of Jersey all the way to where we live. Like, it took forever.
All to go 6 miles.
It was like 6 miles. It was like, oh, we're almost home. It was like 10 miles. 90 minutes. I was like, 90
What the fuck
minutes?
is this?
Like, that's the piece where I was like, and I told Niram, I was seeing some of the little cities, Jersey City and stuff like that. I was like, that's a Jersey City right there, so we be home. I said, if we stay longer than a year, we might need to think about that.
Yes.
Again, I don't anticipate many trips to Michigan, road trips to Michigan, I should say. But we do want to have a couple weekend getaways since we got the car. And I'm like, fuck. So before we even get on the road, we got to add the 90 minutes?
To get out of Brooklyn, well, to get to Brooklyn to Manhattan and Manhattan. It's crazy.
Yeah, like
it's,
that's the thing that's like, because even if you think about our trip, imagine taking an hour and a half off that. That would have been easy breezy.
Yeah. That would be like a 6 hour, 7 hour drive.
Yeah.
Easy. God damn.
Because
easy.
it's open too. It's all open road. Like it's literally Jersey through Pennsylvania through Ohio. It's all open road, right? You got to be careful. Like some of them are speed traps, but you're really not getting into a lot of traffic. So it's not hard. Like you can literally put your car on cruise control and drive there. So it's not one of those, sometimes when you drive, you feel like you got to like tense up in your shoulders and switching lanes and bitty bit. No, that ain't that type of ride it is. So it's not stressful until you get into that city. Yeah. So I understand that. So we're debating. Honestly, we don't know what we're going to do. So y'all can hold y'all recommendations. We at least probably not going to decide that to the spring. So it'll be February, March if we're deciding if we're going to stay in New York another year or if we're going to pivot and go somewhere else. Oh my God. I'm tired of thinking about it. I said I won't do it right. Nope. I'm focusing on harm.
Harm and...
No harm.
Harm and what are you afraid of?
That is not a decision I need to make now. We'll get that later. As y'all know, I'm going to be a tourist in New York City and take in all the things. But the wedding was nice, bringing family together. I think my family really needed it. We've been having a lot of like death, like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
But we definitely been having more funerals than celebrations. So I think my family really just needed it. And it was just nice to see folks together. And, I'm pretty glad that my family's pretty much vaccinated too. So like my family really believes in getting a vaccination and or they have professions in which is required. So it also made me more comfortable being there knowing that like 90% of the people, if not more, were vaccinated. But lastly, it just made me think about like our own space and how we like to curate our life. Is it suburban? Is it metropolitan? Is it rural? Like, what does peace look like for us? Knowing like our long-term goals and like hopefully building a family in the next year to 2 years, and Mabel and Niram's work and his creativity and me and on my journey of no harm, no, just self-care, self-awareness, and transitioning from survival mode. Like, what does that look like? And I don't know. And it's been a while since, because a lot of people have asked. Even today, we went out with some friends, or this Sunday, to like a brunch in Harlem, and they were like, "So what y'all doing?" Because they're like moving back to California because they trying to have little caramel babies and settle down. Don't do that.
Caramel macchiato.
Yeah, caramel macchiato babies and settle down. So they looking like, is y'all about to have some mocha babies too? Like, should they go to the same school? And I'm like, yeah, that's the goal. They're like, where you want to do it at? No fucking idea. And I think they were even surprised to hear us be like, can we live with y'all? I don't know. What do you want to do? But what's your reflections, Niram, on that, on the trip to Detroit? I kind of just gave a high level overview. But I think it's solidified that we do need our space. Like, I know I talk shit about Brooklyn, and I'm going to continue. So all your Brooklynites kick rocks. Like, I don't want to hear y'all shit. I might have to get on that. I think I got to be I don't think I have my paperwork in order. Like, I don't need to be on the city council. I think that's too official. What's the step below the city council? Like the committee. I don't got time for this bullshit. This trash.
It's trash.
This trash. And the rats come because the trash. They got a smorgasbord. It's like Charlotte's Web. You remember at the scene when the rat y'all be at the carnival and he be swimming in the trash? That's down the street from me. I ain't even mad at the rats.
Mad at the trash.
Because the rats ain't aggressive because they got an abundance. What for? The rats ain't coming to the people. The rats ain't even trying to get in your house because the trash is there.
Yes.
They can go to sleep in a watermelon hub.
Look, there's a fully
at this moment
cored out watermelon in the middle of the street somewhere. In the middle of the street.
And no one's removing it, including me. If it's still there Monday morning, I'm getting it. I'm getting the broom.
You don't need more than a broom to get that.
I don't know what I'm gonna need.
But yeah.
Did we just pause? I'm thinking about it.
Because
like, I gotta get, what is that called? The community council?
I don't know what it is.
This is some bullshit. Who not getting paid? The sanitary workers?
Something not happening.
What's happening? Are there sanitary, like, is this first? I need to make sure everybody getting paid. Is the sanitary workers getting paid? Next, are them motherfuckers picking up the trash like they supposed to? Because if they getting paid and they staff, why ain't they picking up my shit? I got some problem. Third, where the fuck are the trash cans? I go in Fort Greene, Park Slope, where Spike Lee at. Everybody look like they got their own personal trash can. My block, you gotta go 2 miles. I told you I was walking, and I told Nair, I was walking Mabel, and you know, we got the kids. The kids just drank a Mountain Dew and threw it on the sidewalk. So what the fuck is this? Not one but 2 kids did it. I ain't never walked to school and just throw my Sunny D container. I never did that. You put it back in your backpack, and when you get to school, you put it in the trash. Who's raising you?
I wonder who did
Beloved?
This. I wonder who did this watermelon.
Like, that's the bullshit.
Yeah.
And honestly, without the few aunties and uncles in the neighborhood who helping us between the sanitation, we might as well live in a landfill.
It's giving me third world country vibes.
Like slums, like slum
Yes.
type shit. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's just not our block.
No.
Cause like maybe it's our block. Maybe like this is why it's a continue.
This
Like,
particular
you know what I'm
neighbor-
saying? Like you like maybe this is the down, but it's like you look around and be like, nah.
Is this particular?
This is particularly in brown neighborhoods.
Yes. Is this particular neighborhood?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say in brown neighborhoods, but like, it really giving me third world country vibes. Yeah. And I ain't for that.
No.
That's why I was like, we got to move.
It messes with your mental health.
It does. It does.
When you just go out and be around trash.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, you know, Naomi put a whole different outfits to go outside. So the way in which I think I got to bust out the Timbos. You know, I got a cute pair of Doc Martens, but I got I can't. Go.
But the other thing is like, it made me not even want to invite people over. Like, I don't want you to invite you.
We gonna sweep the stoop. We gonna sweep the whole block now.
I don't want to invite nobody over to this bullshit.
When we got friends coming, look,
Yeah.
going outside and. That's a sweeping. Don't mind that paper plate. Just push it aside.
Don't.
Is there something in that box? Don't kick it. Might be a rat.
It might be a rat. Oh, don't worry about that watermelon.
Just
Just leave it there.
kick it. Jump over it.
Just kick it.
Just kick it.
Don't worry about it. I wouldn't touch it if I was
Don't
you.
touch it. Not even your shoes.
But it's something to that. And I want to know, like, it goes back to the whole thing of like alternate side parking.
Yeah.
Of like,
Are they really clean the street? I ain't seen them.
I haven't seen them clean the streets.
Don't worry, y'all. I know the New York people. I downloaded the 311 app and I'm about to start taking pictures. Oh, sorry. I'm drinking bubble tea.
So like,
I'm about to start taking pictures.
So like, I've
it
seen
right
them in the time that we've been here. I only seen the thing once. And since nobody moved their cars, they just street the middle of the street. What the fuck that's gonna do?
I'm gonna need them to come down and ticket everybody, including me.
So I'm just gonna start moving the car.
Honestly, it's worth the ticket. Come clean it. I hate it. Come on, let's do the trip to Detroit.
Detroit was cool. Like I think Detroit is what it needed to be, right? A nice little week there. I spent most of the time on my side of town, chilling with my mom and just hanging out with some of my friends. You know, the wedding was amazing. You know, first time I've ever seen fireworks indoors. They have fireworks indoors,
Little
y'all.
things for my
I don't know how you do that shit, but they had real life fireworks
Nearman
indoors.
I'm B. Oh my goodness. I
Ooh,
was like,
shit.
both of them feeding off each other. Oh, Neil. Oh, I'm B. Do you see that?
Yes,
Say,
it's
look-
fireworks
look-
indoors.
Said, look at both of them.
But yes, I think one of the things it did is like we need our own space.
Yeah.
And it's more than that, right? It's you know, I hate to say it, but we're closer to 40 than we are to 30.
I ain't hearing to say it. It's a blessing.
But with that being said, I just need my own space.
Yeah.
It's not a time. It's not a time like it's a time where I just don't want to be in other people's space.
Yeah, I agree.
Like visiting or
We're
whatever,
grown.
right? Like
Yeah, I think we hit the age where even when we visit, I need an apartment.
I need an apartment.
And no shade, right? Like nothing rude.
I need an apartment. I need a hotel room. Like I just need that because I just need my own space. Like it's one thing to deal with other people's idiosyncrasies, but then you get your own idiosyncrasies and you're trying to go through therapization and like all these other things that go along with it. It don't work out.
Yeah,
I think that's really what it is.
I agree.
I don't know. Where are we gonna land? I don't know. I think we're gonna land in multiple places. Truth be told.
But I'm thinking I would like to be somewhere at least 3 to 5 years, and I think I've compromised. Before I said 5 to 7, but I need at least 3 to 5 years in one place.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm honestly nervous. I have to compromise on the home I want, and I'm trying to process that I can have the home of my dreams. It just does not have to be in the next 2 to 3 years. And also, I'm trying to process it not having the home that I want. Knock on wood, when I'm pregnant with my first child. I do think I was spoiled and privileged in the fact that I've literally only had 2 or 3 homes I grew up in. And I've never grew up in an apartment. So all I know is home, house, single family, backyard, very suburban, having my own room, space, right? And each of those homes, like, it was from, like, through my entire time in, well, actually 2 homes, my entire time through, like, middle school, and then my entire time through like, it was very, and I'm sure my parents curated that, where, like, I didn't, when I moved places, it's like I started a new school because I started like a whole new high school. You know what I'm saying? And I got to like know people in the neighborhood. I grew up with people. It was that type of thing. And I feel like I'm doing a disadvantage to my child if they don't get that. But that's not true. Plenty of people move around.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
No, I think that is completely true. I don't think that that's a true statement.
Yeah.
I think that's something you got to add that to the therapization list.
What that I like? That's another reason. Like, of course I want to have a kid, but I was like, oh, I need my home. Like, I don't have. What do I bring the kid home to? Mabel bed? Like what?
Next to Mabel bed.
Well, Mabel, I scooch over for you.
Me and Mabel scooch over.
Mabel, here's my favorite blanket.
Here's my favorite toy.
Don't touch my ball though. Off limits. But it was nice. It was nice. I something that really resonated to me was like, this was our first celebration in a long time.
Yeah.
We've been going to a lot of funerals, deaths, working through stuff. This was the first time it was truly a celebration. So it was well worth the 8 to 9 hours back and forth to be with family. Thoughts?
Yeah, and it was your dad's 60th birthday. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. I didn't highlight that as much because I know we want to do something big probably next year, but it was nice just to have celebrate with him, and my godmother was in town. It was all good. I think sometimes I look at my parents. One thing, you know, my parents are something else, especially my mother. But one thing I would say is they do have long-lasting friendships with their friends. Like, I don't know my parents that have friends that's anything under 15 years they know people. Like, they don't have friends about, oh, yeah, I just met them last week, right? Like, all their friends are like, yeah, I've been knowing them for 40 years. Or I've been knowing them since I've been 8 or 15, like all of them. You don't often catch that in sometimes in Black communities. And I think sometimes I feel bad being sister to no sisters. Because my mom don't like when I say I don't have no friends. What?
Well, she the one that ingrained that in you.
I know. Therapy. What about such and such?
Nope.
Don't give a fuck about hope. No, I'm just joking. And she like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, as far as me, but I do though. I have those long-term friendships.
Yes, which is great. It's interesting to see Niram when he's in those long-term friendships because each of them play very particular roles. And it's interesting.
Because they knew me from like different stages in life.
No, I don't mean stages of life. I mean, y'all play very particular roles when y'all together.
Tell me more.
I almost said their name. So, for example, when you everyone got the same name. So, when were you and B?
Which
y'all, girl B.
Okay.
Is very much, guess who got shot? Niram and girl B, they have trauma bonds. Oh, sorry, Mabel. Oh,
You knocked Mabel upside the fucking head.
The Lord is telling me I'm going too far. Let me pick her up. Oh, come on, baby. I'm sorry.
Oh, you done knocked her upside the
Ooh,
head.
baby,
Somebody
is you
call
okay?
Peter.
Is you okay? That subject.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about Black TV.
No. Let's stop there with the trauma bombs. Because
What?
nobody got shot, but somebody had a stroke.
Told you.
I said, what the fuck?
I told you.
And then
told
somebody
you. Oh, and not in a negative way. Like, y'all love each other. But I just be like, oh, I only can be. That's why when you be like, you coming over, I be like, I'm only come over every other time.
Somebody had a mouth when I talked to her. I said, because I went to go visit her and said,
Yeah, I know.
How the family? Oh, Auntie had a mild stroke. I said, what? Damn, every time. Naomi's right.
Every time I go over there, I want to bring sage.
And then she's like, Unc fell off a roof and one of his lungs collapsed and he was in in coma for six weeks.
What?
I said, what?
Every time I go there, my mouth leaves open.
I said, when did he fall off the roof?
Why was he on the roof?
2 days after y'all left Detroit.
But why
What?
was he on the
I don't
That'd be
know.
my question. Why was he even on the roof?
Don't go that far. So that's that role. Okay, keep going.
I don't want to do
No. You
this.
started it, so we
Why?
got 2 more to go.
Do you receive that?
I received that because I just told you. I just gave you an example on how that worked. Because I was literally like, how auntie is doing. And she was like, she's doing fine. She just got out the hospital. She had a mild stroke. And immediately like,
Dear
what?
was like, you would have come over B girl house. I was like, do you need me to?
I was over there like, what?
And they be over there late talking. Like, it's never like Sunday morning at noon with the sun. Like, it's always like raining and like they had some brown liquor. I said, this environment isn't conducive to my anxiety. Come on there, Black television.
No. You got 2 more to go.
And then when I talk about male B, I think y'all are security blankets for each other.
Tell me more.
So I see like when y'all like talk to each other, it like y'all almost looking for each other's reassurance without saying it explicitly. Like they'll be like, yeah, I'm doing bop, bop, bop. And then like you almost waiting for the other person to be like, oh, okay, well, right? Like you're waiting. I feel like y'all have a very fatherly relationship with each other. I feel like y'all father and parent each other.
Okay.
So when you're with each other, I feel like one of y'all pick, it depends on the day, becomes the daddy. And you be like, nigga, you ain't supposed to blah, blah, do that and the boo, blah, blah, boop, beat. And then the other one be like, well, I'm trying to do this. Like, it's very much old black men raising of each other.
Okay.
And then T, I would say, y'all kind of do go back. When I think about y'all two, y'all be around each other for the nostalgia of it. Like, y'all still be thinking y'all 15 and 21. And y'all niggas damn near 40.
A scheme that Todd set up.
The fuck does that mean?
What I said?
Tell me more.
I bet the people who listen understand what I'm saying.
Tell
Y'all
me.
know y'all got friends when you get around them, you instantly go back to like 15 and 21. Everybody around y'all roll their eyes.
Tell me more.
And when they're not in the room, y'all don't act that way. Everyone goes back to, yeah, well, we gonna come through. Yeah, we gonna do them spades and we gonna do this and then we gonna do this. And you remember that time and then da. I'm like, you niggas is not 12. Y'all be having whole babies walk around the house and forgot where they at. Because y'all on some, my Uncle Jumbo say, the past.
And this
Y'all
is,
are very nostalgic.
This is why your ass ain't got no sister.
I'm just telling you the truth. That don't mean you can't be friends. Great friends.
That casual harm.
I ain't apologizing. I ain't apologizing.
Okay.
I ain't saying this bad. I am stereotyping.
Okay.
That is not the sole reason you're friends with these people. But me, who have been with you over 15 plus years, I see the themes. And I almost can literally have the conversations you're going to have with each of them.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. What
Be
else?
my friends.
Oh, let's see.
Just the
Let's
Lord,
see.
be careful. I'm God's child. Don't
I'm
play
done.
with him.
Alrighty. So what do we want to talk about next?
Black TV.
All right.
There's a lot of good Black TV on, y'all, and I'm super, super happy. It's super good. So what they got is, so let's start with BMF on Stars.
Yeah.
Shout out to Detroit. It was good. I think it's good. You know, this is 50's bag though. Like
Yes.
his bag is 80s, 90s drug family bullshit, right? So it's good. But what I was worried about was they weren't going to stay true to Detroit. Like I thought they were just going to put BMF, throw the Ambassador Bridge in a fur coat and be like, oh, it's Detroit. But they didn't, right? They gave a lot of good throwbacks to the D's. I died when that man came in there and be like, Coney's is for the white people and Loose Burgers is for the hood. I died. Because I knew exactly when he came in. It's like, oh, Loose Burger. What was that black boy in there? Currently, sir, we don't do Loose Burgers. Nigga, if you don't get some of that ground beef and put some Coney juice on it.
Right.
Yeah, you know what a Loose Burger.
Right.
Put a little mustard, little chopped white onion on it. Chopped fine, please.
Right.
That's the mustard for me. Steam the bun.
Right. Give me a
Stop acting
fucking-
like the fuck you know. That's just bad. No, I ain't mean to take the Killer Dill aside. That's just bad customer service.
Give me a fucking loose burger.
You know what it is. And then at the end, you might want to be like, oh, they call it such and such. Right? But he talking about a loose burger.
What
Whoa.
is that?
You act like he asked for some escargot. Nigga, ground beef with some coney juice.
Right.
Get together.
Because if we ask for a Coney special, they don't put the loose burger on top of it anyway.
We call them loose burgers in the hood. That's true, because even people be asking about Lafayette and like American and shit, Coney Island. They're like, which one's better? I was like, I think I've only been to one
I've been to both.
in my lifetime. But if we talking about L. George and them, or the Coneys with no name, the Coney that just named after the mile you own.
I'm not going to get into this argument
If,
with you.
if we just talking about 7 Mile Coney Island, or the Coney Island just based on the street corner, them good.
East Gratiot, Coney Island.
That's what I know about. Also, the fashions. I'm here for the fur coats. I'm here for the hairdos. I'm here for the better made potato chips. I'm here for the clubs. I'm here for the shout out to the neighborhoods. Like I said, I thought they were just going to keep showing the Ambassador Bridge. They did, but they also showed different neighborhoods that were familiar. Shout out to the skyline of Detroit that people do not give enough props
Right.
for. I'm sorry, Near, I'm looking at some weird shit. Why you look at that? Now it's making my skin crawl. Come on.
Get out my phone. Nigga.
Our phone?
My phone.
Okay. Be careful. The other piece that I really liked about BMF on Stars is I really like how they humanize the people in this story. Often they don't, especially when it comes to like black people. They treat them as if they were like these gods or mutants who were just had no family ties, had no feelings, had no love, right? But honestly, they were men and women just trying to make the shit work.
Yep.
Right? Like they got to this point because they were trying to get it up out the dirt. Compared to when they do it for like white people or Italian mob families, like they make them human because they go Sunday and eat Italian meatballs and shit. But these motherfuckers been killing people dead since 1920, and this is literally the family fucking profession. They daddy was a killer, they uncle was a killer, their granddaddy was a killer, and their great granddaddy a killer. But yet we humanize. He's a good man.
All because he go to church and eat family
Because he go to church and he eat the gravy and the meatballs. But let a nigga
do the same thing.
shoot one person. Nigga shouldn't kill nobody. But run a little drug down the street because his mama told him to share the same cereal milk as his brother. He a fucking animal on the street. That's the difference I'm talking about. They humanize. Go look at the mafia pictures, them gangbang, even Scarface. They humanize Tony Montana. They humanize all these the white niggas they humanize. But black ones, they don't humanize. Even Power a little with Ghost. That nigga wasn't a real ghost. That was a human ass black man who was poor as fuck and didn't have any other option. Mm-hmm. And like that's the piece that I because I didn't want to watch super black man. Like I didn't want to watch terrible black man, no feelings, no emotion. Basically, he the fucking candy man. Like I wasn't trying to watch the Michael Myers of crime families. Like wasn't interested in it. Don't need to see it. These people in jail. Let's not stir up the shit no more. Mm-hmm. Like let it be. But I am appreciating them truly showing the human side of them and showing them holistically. Of who they were and what was the driving force.
Yeah,
I hope they unpack a little bit more in the community though, because I still hold us black people to the fire of us selling that shit in our own community and knowing when to stay when. Some of the other OGs who used to be in Harlem talked about like you only can sell so much, right, to keep the block not as hot. But something happened with that tip. But go ahead now.
No, I was gonna say about that, but it's also another thing that is closer to home because it's a family from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Like Big Meats.
And there's only a couple degrees of
Southwest
separation, honey.
It's
very close up.
yes.
Yeah.
And never mind. I'll keep it to myself.
Yeah. So I wasn't even gonna talk about it. They went the wrong way.
No.
Shout out to Cash Doll.
It's not even. Shout out to Cash Doll.
Shout out to Cash Doll talking like Detroit girls talk.
That's what we need. She gonna add the authenticity to it.
She is definitely a girl from Detroit.
Yes.
And if you ask which one's Cash Doll, you'll know.
You'll know.
You will.
Meanwhile, so she had a sex scene.
Don't talk about this.
I am.
Okay. Who? Cash Dolls?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, Cash Doll body is sickening.
It is. It is sickening.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
She's pregnant too.
I said, this is 1980s. These are not no 1980s titties.
No, them was some 2020 titties. That was some. What BSA? My body done up. You know what I'm talking about? It's a whole lot of money.
Yeah, you talking about Bia?
Yeah. What did I call her?
BSA.
Oh, Bia. I don't know that girl name. I got my body done. Her body's definitely done up.
I was like,
They did a great job.
They
But
did.
that ain't how titties was looking in the 80s.
But this is not no 1980s titties. Those titties was up to her throat.
Maybe because she was playing younger.
No.
I mean, cashed out body so sickening, they're gonna have to downplay it.
Mm-hmm.
Even like when she's in normal clothes. Because that ain't how them bodies were shaped up in the 80s.
Sure wasn't. Sure wasn't.
Them bodies weren't like that. Ain't no wrong with the bodies now. But it stands out explicitly on camera.
Yes, it does.
What is the never mind. How was the body shaped in the 80s? No, this is gonna get toxic. Never mind. Authentic. Shout out to the mama who in the church. They house, spoiler alert, I don't think this is a spoiler alert, but their house was in foreclosure and the daddy didn't know. And the dad looked at the mama like, where'd her money go? I was like, she better not give it to that motherfucking church. Because she kept saying the Holy Spirit gonna keep. I said, did she just get money to the church? And she was like, you won't make enough money. But I do got questions for the daddy though, because they was giving out overtime. I ain't gonna lie, for the 80s and 90s for my family, the plants was paying good. So I don't know what they was doing with their money.
Look, let me
He
tell you
must ain't
something.
work for the Big Three.
No, he did.
He had to work for one of the, you know how they had the sub companies that just create
No. He worked for GM because he always wearing that GM shirt.
Well, he must have been.
Because I'm gonna say this. I ain't never seen my daddy under the guise of working overtime at GM.
That's what I'm saying. He must ain't working enough overtime.
Because them niggas,
Is it levels to the positions?
I don't know.
Because I'm like, something ain't adding up here.
Look, them niggas be giving away overtime like it's candy.
But I guess you had to be at the right plants and be doing the right job. Because also, I would say our parents, well, my parents, they're like but your era, because Nearham's parents are a little older. He's a Hennessy baby. They were older. They probably were getting near in retirement by the time that was happening. But my family still was deep in there, and they was doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there. Would you say you work at GM? I gotta pay attention.
Yes.
Well, he should
had
have
a GM
transitioned to Ford or Chrysler.
He had a GM shirt on.
Yeah, they house shouldn't have been in and they live in Southwest Detroit.
Yeah.
They house shouldn't have been in foreclosure.
They shouldn't.
It got to be more to that story.
Yeah. She gave it to the church. Nothing else to it. The end.
Honestly, it wouldn't even know many black people in Southwest Detroit. I got more questions, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm sorry, I'm leading this. Queen Sugar. It's too much like real life. COVID, sneaking and creeping, Aunt Viv is causing harm. She need to go therapy with me, and people just scared to tell her. Aunt Vi got to mind her business. Why every season she finds someone like a lost puppy
Because she's a
and
lost
take them
puppy.
in? When it's literally her whole family. Ralph Angel is at any moment from going to work with Big Meech.
He is.
Any moment from being on Woodward,
Yes.
from New Orleans, and they gonna chew up and spit him out alive.
And he got that baby on the way.
yeah, baby Red.
And he keep getting these goddamn payday loans.
And what's her name? What's his wife's name? Bianca Lawson. Keep one of these doulas and birth mothers and shit. First of all, Bianca, you're 40. I know not in this show, but in real life, you got to go to the hospital. You can't have no home births.
How he can forget she like 40?
And, listen, that one to read. She's gorgeous. She don't look 40. But I'm just saying. She talking about because I think they talked to the doula and they like, oh, well, one is for the mother, one for the baby. You need both. Ralph, how much that gonna be?
Expensive.
A lot. Expensive.
Ralph Angel, did you not know you was in a relationship with Beyonce's sister?
We crossing reality. This is Beyonce's sister. What do you think she want?
She want the finest things.
You think she just going down to the parish? Where they give birth in St. Joe? Down by the river?
Down by the valley.
Where the girls get naked. Behind Aunt Vi pie shop.
Next to the pink.
Bianca said, I ain't having my baby in the pink. Uncle Clifford says you're too good. He was just on that shit. But it's beautiful always. You know, Ava DuVernay does her thing. But it's too much with the COVID. Charlie sneaking and creeping around. Girl, what they say on Instagram? Girl, we really don't care. I promise we don't care. We promise we don't care about you and Davidson. If y'all want to fuck, get together. Girl, you better be more careful if you're trying to go up in that Senate and shit. That's where they gonna eat your ass alive. They can care less about your has-been ass husband on this basketball court. Actually, who you need to be worried about is your baby Micah, who any moment from falling to pieces. How she missed that?
Mike over here having anxiety attacks and shit.
Michael having anxiety attacks when the keys wrangle. He don't like that. You don't want to hear just.
Not the police keys.
That's one. Watch The Wonder Years. I love the actors. It was a little predictable. I almost want to go back to the episode. Didn't I say it was going to be on a Black traumatic event? It was. I'm okay. Spoiler alert. It's a lot. I do like the idea of just showing everyday Black educated family living in the 60s, 70s though. Because it's I think Wonder Years was amazing because it was mundane. It was literally about a white family, a young white boy coming of age, falling in love, school problems, in through his eyes of his family.
Yeah.
And I am excited. I hope every episode MLK doesn't die.
He can only die once, baby.
You'll be surprised. Mark my words. We got a lot of deaths.
It's the Wonder
and
Years.
assassination before we get to Black. It's a lot of Black trauma that happens right after MLK.
Oh
Correct
my
me.
God, Malcolm X.
The
bombing.
presidents. All yes.
The church bombings. Fuck.
Civil rights. All types of shit.
God damn it.
And you know that sister's into the Black Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
What city are they in? I didn't
don't
pick
know.
that up.
Me either.
So she gonna get caught up in some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, a lot of times on network TV, they don't explore the history of the Black Panthers. So I'm sure they're gonna talk about all the trauma and stuff. You know, they constantly fucking with the Black Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
And so the sis gonna get caught up in that shit. So if we can do it like, what was it? Every 3 episodes, we can have a Black traumatic event. But I just want an episode when they like just barbecuing.
But the thing is, these are the Wonder Years for Black folks.
What the hell are you talking about?
Look, the Wonder Years for Black folks is always some type of uprising and gotta.
I just want to see the daddy back there playing his music, barbecuing on the grill, and him and the mama 2-step dancing, and him want to ask Winnie over for a piece of bone.
Okay.
That's the only thing I want to see.
Okay.
Everything else I'm not interested in at this moment. Your thoughts on Wonder Years? Did you like it or no? I'm recording it.
It's not memorable.
You're being a very tough critic. You just watched a show where a bunch of Asian people were killing each other off red light, green light.
You asked me for my opinion. I gave it. You see that harm you just did? See that fucking harm?
What the harm I do?
You see that harm? That casual harm. Next,
Don't weaponize.
next topic.
Love and Hip Hop Huntsville. I'm getting tired of all of them. The stories are getting boring. Mel and Martell gonna be constantly cutting up. Why the fuck are y'all going on vacation together? Marcel being accused of having babies and gaslighting Tisha. Tisha being Tisha. Riding the fence and letting folks gaslight her and playing stupid.
I don't know.
Kim and Maurice being a referee, lying about cheating. I believe Quawa from Detroit. I think Kimmy was a side bitch. It done came up way too many times.
You know who we should ask?
Who?
An insider.
I don't gotta ask nobody. Kimmy was a side piece. Maybe not the intentional side piece. Maybe they were friends, air quote.
I'm gonna ask our Love and Hip Hop Huntsville insider.
But Kimmy and Maurice trying to play the referee, hiding the hand. What's it called when the hide the hand with the other hand got a knife in it? That's that. I'm about to talk about their son, but I ain't. New couple searching for the storyline. I don't even know they line. The girl just always crying in the corner because she was talking about the kids vaping. Her husband talking about, that's what's up, man. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. That's what's up. I said, please. Prayers to all those involved.
I think this might be the last season for me.
I think I was in my last season too. Like, I'm gonna stick with it. Like, I'm behind one episode. I'm gonna watch it. But I think it's absolutely the last season for mine. You know the only way it won't be the last season?
What?
If they give Wanda a possum. And for y'all who don't know, you know, like Love and Hip Hop. I mean, Love the Housewives. They got peaches. I gave them possums. If they give Wanda a possum, I'm watching.
Okay.
I can do a Wanda spinoff.
So Wanda with a love interest?
No, just Wanda living her life.
Oh, okay.
Just Wanda like going to the Piggly Wiggly, coming to start shit at Marcel's house, leaving, fucking with her other kids. As Marcel say, living on the other side of the tracks. Let's call it that. On the other side of the tracks with Miss Wanda. That's the only way I'm watching if Wanda get a spinoff. I'm gonna tag Carlos King.
Yeah, this is gonna be last season.
I'm all set this season. Not interested at all.
It's like the last season, like when I was start watching what was it? Walking Dead.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers still going. I'll say I'll pick it up when it's over. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, like it's one. Yeah, I'm so bored with everyone's storyline. Like Mel
Yes.
and Martell. Martell, you fucked around. You either need to own it or don't own it. Own it. Like, yeah, I fucked around. She told me you did it. I thought I would get away with it. I end up with this girl. I kind of like this new girl. Am I in love with her? No, but I do like her enough, so I'm with her now. I'm also realizing, fuck, now that I'm not married with Melanie, although like I might not love her as much as I did, but I didn't realize how much of the business she handled, and the shit is hard. That is the sentence.
Yes.
That is the sentence. Melanie holding it down. She got all these fucking kids. Is it gonna be hard because she's every woman in a Renaissance woman? Sis, I would say stick to what you know, and that's construction. And then all the other hobbies can be just YouTube hobbies.
Well, shit. All right,
Like the
man.
singing and the Taylor Swift diary entries. Like I'm hoping that was for television. Because when she said it was the top of the charts,
I said, what charts?
got to be the possum charts. She alive.
That shit went double cardboard.
Can't sing. Next. Marsal, go ahead and why he get that land with all them trees up there? It's gonna take 2 years to get that.
Well, that's how that works, bro.
Tisha, go be the AKA Basilisk.
That's gonna be our best list.
That's why I'm a general member. Kim and Maurice, they live in their second chapter because Kim was a teen mom. I'm assuming the baby daddy was a fuck nigga. I'm just getting that vibe because she's a nurse, and usually that's the trend. And Maurice, I'm thinking he getting his second win too. I'm getting the hint that he used to be obese and he ain't follow his dreams, and now he done got the weight off him, and he allegedly a lawyer. So they live in their second win.
Yeah.
New couple, I don't know what they doing. What the man who sold the chicken?
He ain't there no more. The chicken man.
He did right.
That was Destiny's.
Not sure what
Ex-husband,
Destiny's
right?
doing.
I don't know. I thought she had that beauty supply.
Prayers to all those involved. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up Love and Hip Hop Huntsville.
Destiny don't even stay in Huntsville.
I want to try to don't do that.
That come from my inside.
That coming from a source. The source says she live in Nashville, honey. She live in Brooklyn. I'm just joking. I want to try to support them. I'm gonna buy some of that chocolate wine, like chocolate champagne. So does it taste like chocolate, or they mean chocolate like my skin? Confusing. Over it. You got any other shows you was watching? But This Is Us should be coming back. This Too Much should be back soon. A lot of them should be back soon.
Yeah, a lot of the TV shows should be coming back.
A Million Little Things is back. I'm here for it.
I haven't really. I fell out of that one.
Yeah, it's really good. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of these I'm done with. I've been done with Loving the Hip Hop's Atlanta and Miami. I just put it on when I'm cooking dinner.
It's just not the same because of COVID.
I agree.
And like the New York people are down in Atlanta, Miami because of COVID, and
I can't follow the storylines.
Yeah.
It's too much, Mona. I'm confused. All right, you got anything else?
No, that's it.
Close us on now.
To submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com to leave a comment about anything we talked about. Head on over to that SoundCloud or Apple Podcast.
Oh, do you know?
No, I don't. And got that voicemail at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Talk to y'all later. Remember, love is ever evolving. Peace.